Thanks, Dr. Postel. Yeah, pretty crazy. We're dealing with this year in the midst of winter, very spring-like conditions, but with winter weather in full swing in some parts of the country, it's important for you and your family to have a plan on what to do to stay safe and connected ahead of stormy weather.
That's why we've partnered with T-Mobile to bring you helpful advice when storms hit. Meteorologist Paul Goodlow has more. Tornado warnings as well. And breaking news right now, following those warnings for you right along the line of thunderstorms from Kentucky and now moving up closer to Ohio, but stretching all the way down through Alabama and Mississippi.
Hey, we've been watching some of the storms here into Alabama, continuing to stay tornado warned here for us. Parts of Limestone, Madison, Morgan counties. That does include the cities of Decatur. You got Madison, Trinity in there as well. Until about 9 o'clock, storms continuing to roll. In fact, right on top of Decatur right now, and then moving on off towards the north and the east.
Right. So it's one warning right on top of another. So this is the area that we have some potential rotation right in here. Looking at Decatur in particular, we're tracking the storm moving fast up to the north and east. So Huntsville, you're not under the warning, but you should know that these storms are moving in your direction.
Yes, no doubt there will be an impact there coming into the Huntsville metro. Then we head northbound into Kentucky, where we have, again, another tornado warning here. We got the storms right on top of Richmond right now. That includes parts of Girard and Madison counties until 9:45. Sort of a line of storms here, but it's within that.
Severe thunderstorms are lined up pretty much from Ohio all the way down through Mississippi. We've got thunderstorms now crossing over from Kentucky into Ohio. Several severe thunderstorm warnings here, tornado warnings as well. And then we track it all the way down through Alabama, where we've got a tornado warning here in northern Alabama. Now, this does not include the city of Huntsville, but it is heading in that direction. The portion of the storm that has the potential for rotations over here in parts of Limestone and Madison counties, including Madison and Mooresville. We're watching this storm cell as it continues to track towards the north and east, but within it, some potential for rotation. So looking at this here, right in this vicinity, some broader rotation. This is north of Interstate 565. It's south or maybe right along Route 72. We're tracking this to the north and east, so that puts it in Madison right now, and then we bring it over Huntsville. Now, again, Huntsville, you're not in the warning, but we want to track it in your direction so you know the timing of what's coming. Huntsville 906. Continuing outside of the warned area, we've got Moores Mill at 9:15, New Market 9:24, Princeton here in Alabama at 9:34. So tracking that, then going up the line here into Kentucky. Several tornado warnings that we've been following for you. This is the cell that came through Richmond in Kentucky. This line continues to move east. And I want to point one thing out before I look at the potential for rotation is that do you see how we kind of have this backward C shape to the storm? Likely to get some really strong damaging wind gusts out of this regardless of whether there is a tornado or not, and they could be damaging, but there is that potential for rotation, and we've been tracking that. The radar definitely looks more impressive in terms of that potential for rotation with the last couple of scans, but there's still that potential for broad rotation, and just watching this storm here definitely looks ominous when it comes to that potential for strong wind damage with that shape to the reflectivity. Then let's jump down here back into, let's see, we're in Mississippi now, right? We've got Jefferson Davis County, Bassfield, Prentiss under a tornado warning. This goes until 9:15 local time. Tracking this storm cell again as it's moving a little more to the east, the north and east, and within it some potential for rotation. You know, one thing that we're noticing the further south you go is that we don't necessarily have just one continuous line of storms. We have these more discrete supercells, which may be rotating. And that's what we see right here in Bassfield. This definitely looks like an impressive rotation to the west of Bassfield. Right in here is the zone that we are looking at based on radar, storm level rotation, potential for that. Again, it's radar indicated here in Jefferson Davis County, including the cities of Bassfield and Prentiss. Again, tracking this cell off to the east. So Bassfield, you are right in the middle of it as we track this right over Highway 35. Then again in Mississippi, we jump up into Kemper, Lauderdale, and Neshoba counties. This includes the community of DeKalb. This goes until 9:45 local time. We're tracking this all generally move to the east, and then watching within it two different areas of rotation, one to the south of DeKalb, one to the north. The area to the south of DeKalb or DeKalb, I'm not sure which way you say it in Mississippi, so I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. But getting through these warnings for you, this zone right in here is what we are looking at, and again, giving you a closer look of what we're seeing in terms of potential for rotation. Watching this zone right in here, looks like around Chisholm, Harbor Road, Zion Road, and then watching this again track to the east, so Liberty 495, watching those roads as well. Let's continue tracking storms here. Again, there's another portion of this cell to the north north that also has rotation on it. This includes parts of Kemper and Noxubee counties. Scuba is included in this until 9:45. We're watching this track right over Route 45, right in here, watching in within this zone. Again, this is just south of Macon in Mississippi. It looks like right over in the edge here of that particular warning is where we're seeing that apparent rotation. One thing we know about these kind of cells, Alex, is they can cycle quickly, they can change. That's common so often with storms in the south, so you just need to go to your safe place if indeed you are under a warning.
Yeah, you said it absolutely.